interest debate. I call the member for Pittwater.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise to support the motion put by the member for Sydney. Mr Speaker, today we mark a truly historic win for koalas, for country, for climate, for the 30 by 30 biodiversity land and ocean target, and for communities that never gave up. On Sunday, the New South Wales Government announced the official establishment of the Great Koala National Park, and I sincerely congratulate the Government, particularly Minister Sharp and the Premier, of course fellow independents and all those who supported on delivering this promise. A landmark moment for conservation in New South Wales. But I want to use my time today not to talk about us in this place, but to honour those who have fought for the park far longer than any of us here. Ashley Love, a former National Parks worker who conceived this plan. In 2012, 4 environment groups, the Bellingen Environment Centre, Nambucca Valley Conservation Association, Clarence Environment Centre and North Coast Environment Council collaborated with National Parks Association to come up with this brilliant idea also. They engaged ecologist David Scotts to map and assess the status of the koala populations on the mid-north coast between Macleay and Richmond rivers. The campaign has been continued by the community, by the Gumbaynggirr Nation, the key sponsors, Affirmation Publishing House, plus a number of skilled volunteers overseeing volunteer coordination, merchandise, lobbying, social media, networking and fundraising. Of course, a dedicated band of volunteers have been staffing regular market stalls, engaging and mobilising within the region, providing information and raising campaign funds through donations and merchandise sales. This win belongs to those organisations and communities across the mid-north coast in Bellingen, Kalang, Coffs Harbour and the Aurora Valley. It belongs to frontline forest defenders, the conservation scientists and the small ecotourism operators who saw the economic potential and ecological potential of this park long before politicians did. I want to name a few individuals and groups who carried this campaign for over a decade. Dr Graham Douglas, Danielle Ryan and James Sherwood and the National Parks Association, Stu Blanche of WWF, Mark Graham, ecologist and tireless advocate who exposed the ecological value of these forests, Sean O'Shannessy and the Friends of Pine Creek, who monitored illegal logging and fought for koala habitat protection, the North East Forest Alliance and campaigners like Susie Russell and Dalen Pugh, who worked for decades to end unsustainable native forest logging, groups like Save Our Koalas, Bellingen Environment Centre and many volunteer citizen scientists who carried out glider surveys and fought for protection. Personally, also former colleagues Brendan Sides and Vanessa Blair of Lawyers for Forests. In terms of connection to my own community, I want to pay tribute to some of my constituents, including Jenny Cullen, who has worked tirelessly to raise awareness and push for change. The knitting nanas, especially my local nanas like Felicity and Jill, who have campaigned rain, hail and shine out the front of Parliament and also in my local community. To all the constituents who have written to me, who have shown their support and engaged me in the street, on social media, both in the election I lost and also the election that I won, and then since then, and all those that have contacted me in the last day or so. There have been many. Thank you to Melina Mura and also Greg Dubler, of course Murray McDonald, people like Ingrid Nash, Caroline Lee, Narelle Wills Golnock, Heidi Murphy, Alana Twite, Ravinda Soin and Yvonne Waddy, just to name a few. In May this year, I travelled to the mid-north coast with Michael Regan, member for Wakehurst and also member for Sydney, to meet local businesses and see the proposed park. I am conscious that as we impact one industry, it is always important to make sure we support another, both for New South Wales's conservation efforts but also for our economy. And we met incredible operators who are welcoming the declaration of the Great Koala National Park. These businesses, many of whom travelled to Sydney to meet the Premier directly and to show their support. This, I believe, was a turning point because it showed this is not only about saving the koala, endangered species, and also building an iconic and globally recognised national park, but also building economy for New South Wales. Sometimes in politics, change can feel painfully slow, and then a breakthrough comes and it's iconic, and this is a legacy I am very proud to be part of. I feel incredibly lucky I was able to stand with this movement at the final stretch to help get this over the line in some, maybe very, very small way. To everyone who marched, lobbied, surveyed and stood up, this park is yours. And to everyone in Pittwater who's contacted me, those who actually remember koalas in our own electorate and mourn the extinction of those koalas, and in fact we still have signs up that are in recent memory, this is also yours. And I echo other members in saying to those of the Liberal Party who seek to say they support conservation, they should vote on this motion.